Welcome to Ask Rich and Ed from Procurement Says No. We get a lot of listener questions, which we love to answer with insightful views and advice. Now we've created a whole new way of listening to Ask Rich and Ed with bite-sized mini podcasts full of useful answers to your questions.
Ooh, nice. Bite-sized chunks.
Let's see what questions we've got this time, Ed.
Well, Rich, will they be fatuous or inane? Let's make it real.
Boom. It's now time for Ask Rich and Ed.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a couple of questions from our avid listeners all around the world. Here's number one. How much time should I spend visiting suppliers or meeting stakeholders? And how much money should be spent on travel and expenses when working in procurement? That's from Clyde Brown from Ottawa in Canada.
Ooh, Ottawa is the capital of Canada. Look at that.
Not only is Procurement Says No your source for all procurement nonsense, but we can also do some basic geography as well.
So,
Can we do kings and queens as well?
right, so I'm going to be quite radical here. I think we should be seeing your supplier once a week.
Oh.
I think you should be spending a lot of time with your supply base. I think you should understand what they're doing, what they do, what their facility looks like, how they deliver to you. Obviously, there's a restriction on that from a cost perspective. I think suppliers should be coming in to see you regularly. Certainly, when I started my career in electronics procurement, I saw suppliers every day.
Yeah.
And then in terms of travel and expenses, I think a good starting point would be, so whatever the procurement function costs to run, I would look at 10% on expenses.
Well, before the days of Teams, I would expect my buyers to be out of the office a couple of days a week. Now it's a lot easier to have Teams meetings, but I think there's nothing like a proper face-to-face, particularly visiting supplier sites and production and material processes and things, seeing their factories and understanding what they do.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. So 50% suppliers, 40% stakeholders, internal team 10%.
Yeah.
And, Ed, it just so happens that I have data from the Cheetah Institute on this very matter. I looked this up earlier.
Ooh.
And they say that 90% of procurement departments do spend about 10% of their budget on expenses. 80% of procurement departments spend about 15%. And 20% spend 80%. And I might have made all that up. So question two. Do you want to do question two?
Are there any thought leaders or gurus I could learn from that you would recommend? That's from Hee-jin Choi in Seoul in South Korea.
Well, there's me and you, Ed.
Right on.
There are a lot of procurement protagonists on Linked Up. I'm not sure how many are huge leaders in the world of procurement, though. Peter Smith is quite entertaining. Bit of an eco-warrior at times, banging on about carbon reduction. We should get him on.
I think we will. I'll reach out to Peter and get him on. I was going to say Peter Smith as well. I think it's thought leaders. I think it's quite neutral in his view. It can be quite contentious too.
Yeah, I think he's quite funny at times. I think he says what everyone else is thinking.
Yeah.
Another one's Tom Mills. I think I've seen him a couple of times on Linked Up. He's quite entertaining. We should get him on.
Yeah.
But the most successful procurement bloke, and we've talked about him before, is Tim Cook at Apple.
Ooh.
So he must be good at procurement. That's where he started. We should get him on.
Yes. I did look him up on Linked Up. He's not on there.
Oh, disappointing.
I thought I'd make him my friend and then I'd send him a request, and I'm sure he doesn't get many requests.
Yeah, then you could be best buddies and you could get him on the next show. Is it okay, Ed, to accept gifts, e.g. wine, from my suppliers? And that's from Veronique Dupont from Fontainebleau in France.
In a word. Yes! No. It's we.
Oui.
No.
C'est bon.
It's never acceptable to accept wine from your suppliers. Much as we would like to, and much as I might have done at the early part of my career, it's a breach of integrity and probably a breach of your code of conduct if you've got one. So, no.
And there, ladies and gentlemen listening around the world, is the first incorrect answer from Ed. Because the correct answer is, of course, yes, always, but not on a regular basis.
Yeah.
We've talked about ethics previously on this podcast, and we agreed that it is definitely a county in the southeast of England.
Yes, exactly. Right, another one for you, Rich. So this is from Maria Sanchez in Guadalajara in Mexico. Should I be worried about AI eliminating procurement tasks and procurement as a career path in the next 5 years?
Well, that depends if it's generative AI or just standard AI, Eduardo. No, I don't think panic just yet. And I think our friendly business billionaires also disagree on this one. Infosys founder Narayana Murthy's advice to youngsters in India was forget AI, urging them to work 70 hours a week. Whereas lovely Elon Musk, brackets who we should get on, says we should all get used to lots of free time. So two completely opposing views. And of course they said that in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the noughties, blah, blah, blah. We'll all get more time off. Robots, bots, AI, bots will take over. But I think we'll all work until we drop down dead, Ed.
Yeah.
And those under 30 will never be able to afford to retire.
In many Western countries, the retirement age has been pushed up. That's so that those little gains you got on working less hours have been taken up by working for many more years. So it all equals out, doesn't it? No. One last question. Do Rich or Ed know of any good jokes about procurement? And that's from Ernst Muller in Dusseldorf in Germany.
And the answer to this one is no, not one joke. The funniest thing about procurement is procurement says no.
Way! That's us.
There is a procurement cartoon called Procurement Bert, although the name is a bit wonky. It should be Procure Bert, as it's supposed to be a skit on Dilbert.
Yeah.
Dilbert is funny. Procurement Bert is, well, maybe they should work with us and we could make it super funny.
No, I saw that and just passed over it.
So there you are then.
Yeah.
Nothing funny in procurement.
I don't think so.
Except for Procurement Says No.
Yes. We're dead funny.
They were great questions this time, weren't they, Ed?
Oh, they were super duper.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.